Bonjour friends, and welcome to another episode of STEM Saturday. I'm very excited because today I'm going to be teaching you all how to tell time. For today's activity, I'm going to be showing you all how to make clocks like these. You can make these with items you have in your castle. Those include paper plates, you'll just need one, construction paper to make the hands of your clock, scissors, please use these safely, a Sharpie, and tacks or brads. You can ask a grown-up for help with these. Now, before we start making our clocks, I want to first talk about why it's important to learn how to tell time. Now, my papa told me that there's a new invention called a digital clock where it can tell you the time and you don't even have to figure it out. But I think it's quite important to know how to tell time, especially when you have old clocks like we have in our castle. Not to mention, telling time can be a lot of fun, especially when you practice with a friend or grown-up. I taught the Beast how to tell time, and now he uses it to keep track of how many hours I've spent in my library. Now, let's get started. The first thing you'll want to do is cut your construction paper into a big minute hand and a small hour hand. Then you can label them. The way that I remember the difference between the hour hand and the minute hand is that the word minute is longer and the minute hand is longer, whereas the word hour is shorter and the hour hand is shorter. Now that I've cut and labeled my construction paper to make my clock's hands, I'm going to set those aside and begin labeling my paper plate. Now, it's important to note that when we label our hours in the center rim of our paper plate, we only need to go up to 12, even though the day has 24 hours. This is because we differentiate between AM or PM. So it could be 12 a.m., which would mean that it would be midnight and Cinderella would need to get back to her castle, or it could be 12 in the afternoon, which means it's probably lunchtime. Now that I've labeled my hours on my plate, I'm going to label my minutes on the outer rim. And it's important to note that when I do this, I'm going to be counting by fives. Now, I'm sure you all are math experts and are great at counting by fives. Can you count with me? We'll start at 0, then we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and now we're back at 0 because 60 would make 1 hour. Now that my clock is completely labeled, I'm going to ask for a grown-up's help in putting my hands on using tacks or brads. Now that my clock is all finished, I can practice telling time by setting it for any time I want. I'm going to practice setting the clock for the time that I wake up every morning, which is 8:15. I'm going to move my hour hand to the number 8. Then I'm going to place my minute hand on where the outer rim says 15. Just like that. Now I'm going to challenge you all to practice telling time on your own with your new clocks. Happy learning, friends. Bye.